Welcome. Today I want to talk about globalism. What it is, what it's done, and what's next. I think it's best to start out with a couple of definitions. Globalism is the theory or practice of administering or planning a political strategy, economic system, etc., on a global rather than a national basis. And globalization is the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. So, what has globalism done for us so far? I think it's important to go back to the end of World War II. This is where we established the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank. All the nations got together and they figured the best way to ensure peace for a long period of time was to interconnect all the world's economies. That way, if anybody wanted to go to war with another, then they'd have mutual destruction. And what happened right after World War II? The Cold War. And the Cold War was a war between the United States and the Soviet Union, a war between capitalism and communism, but it was also a war between both of those nations to control this new world market. So not only did globalism not give us peace, but it also pushed consumerism on almost everyone. We live in a world where we buy things to keep them for short periods of time, to throw them away, and then to buy more. And we've done that for a while now. We're starting to see some of the issues that are coming out of it. I mean, I'm not a big climate crisis person, but if you want to, go down that road, probably throwing away a bunch of plastics made from China is probably not the best thing. I think overall, it's a huge waste of energy, resources, and our time. But I think probably the most important thing is that it makes us vulnerable. Look back at what happened during COVID 19. We had supply chain issues where people couldn't get toilet paper, they couldn't get medicine, they couldn't get the basic necessities to live their life. And a lot of those issues stemmed from our manufacturing. We rely on other countries to make these goods for us. We don't have the manufacturing capacity here in America anymore to produce a lot of this stuff. And listen, globalism has its pros too. It's not all bad. Look at all the different dances, cuisines, movies that we get from all over the world. I just think that we need to take a pause and look at how we're going to approach this in the future. So, going forward, we should focus on securing our future peace and prosperity by making ourselves resilient to supply chain and manufacturing issues, not further intertwining these. But we should still also be able to get goods that we want from other countries. I think if you want to get real maple syrup, you should be able to get that from Canada. Or if you want to get really good chocolate from Switzerland, or some fancy new candy from Japan. If you're willing to pay for it, you should be able to get those things. If we rely on China to make our military goods and a lot of our necessities to live our life, what happens if we ever go to war with them and they cut us off from being able to have access to their manufacturing plants? This grand idea of the globalization of the world market has not done as good as once promised. We haven't had the peace, the prosperity, and to me, it actually looks like this is going to be one of the things that leads us to another global conflict. Which leads me to my last question. If it's this simple to see where globalism and the globalization of the world market is trending, then why do we have so many people pushing for this? And who are they? That will have to be answered next week. I appreciate you guys watching. Below, please let us know what you think, and have a great day. Love you, bye.